Hello and a warm welcome to Federal Special Program Capital Beat. Ahead of the assembly elections, there is a major rejig of the governors. Now, Governor C.V. Ananda Bose resigned on Thursday, citing personal reasons. He was RN Ravi, who was serving as the Tamil Nadu governor, with Ravi being now sent to West Bengal. Kerala Governor Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar was given the additional charge of Tamil Nadu. Now, the changes come weeks ahead of the assembly elections in West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. It was also part of a wider reshuffle in 9 states and union territories. In a press release from the Rashtrapati Bhavan, it said that President Droupadi Murmu had on Thursday night appointed Lieutenant General Syed Atta Hasnain, retired as the new governor of Bihar. He will be taking over from Arif Muhammad Khan. Khan had held the position since January 2025. Similarly, Taranjit Singh Sandhu, a retired diplomat and former ambassador to the United States, was appointed the new LG of Delhi. After retiring from the Indian Foreign Service, Sandhu had joined the BJP ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha election. He will replace Vinay Kumar Saxena, who was posted to Ladakh as the lieutenant governor. Then Ladakh Lieutenant Governor Kavinder Gupta, again, who was a BJP leader, who briefly served as the deputy CM of erstwhile Jammu and Kashmir state in 2018, was appointed the new governor of Himachal Pradesh. Now, Gupta will replace Shiv Prasad Shukla, who will become the governor of Telangana. So these are few names where a major overhaul has taken place. And now there are reactions coming in because questions are that why did this major rejig take place ahead of the assembly elections? Now, I'd like to show you a tweet put out by Mamta Banerjee, and this is how she has reacted. Let's put out the tweet of Mamta Banerjee, which clearly says that I'm shocked and deeply concerned by the sudden news of the resignation of Sri C.V. Ananda Bose, the governor of West Bengal. The reasons behind his resignation are not known to me at this moment. However, given the prevailing circumstances, I would not be surprised if the governor has been subjected to some pressure from the Union Home Minister to serve certain political interests on the eve of the forthcoming state assembly elections. Union Home Minister just informed me that Sri RN Ravi is being appointed as governor of West Bengal. He never consulted with me as per the established convention in this regard. Such actions undermine the spirit of the Constitution of India and strike at the very foundation of our federal structure. The centre must respect the principles of cooperative federalism and refrain from taking unilateral decisions that erode democratic conventions and the dignity of the state. So there are several questions which Mamta Banerjee has put out in this tweet. But the big question is that the crucial states like Tamil Nadu, where you had a governor like RN Ravi, and he had so many tiffs with the state government, and also someone like Mamta Banerjee, who's always been very combative with the governors. How is it going to impact these two states? Joining me this evening is Shikha Mukherjee, senior journalist and political commentator, joins us from Calcutta. Thank you so much for joining. We have Advocate Aleem Albuhari, who's the General Secretary of Tamil Nadu Youth Congress. Thank you so much, Albuhari, for joining. And we have Javed Ansari, veteran journalist and political commentator. Thank you so much, Javed, for joining. And I'll begin with Shikha Mukherjee. Now, the tweet which has been put out by Mamta Banerjee, this rejig of the governor in West Bengal, how do you think is it really going to impact the elections? And why are those questions being raised by Mamta Banerjee? And how is it going to play out now?
It's a very interesting question because Mamta Banerjee has raised the issue of the usual protocols regarding how governors are appointed or changed, and that is there also. It's been sort of put down in black and white, saying the Sarkaria Commission and the other documents that we have produced over the years about how the state government should be consulted before a governor change is done or a new governor is appointed. Now, having flouted that, she has raised the point. I wish she had referred to the Sarkaria Commission as well. But even if she hasn't, she has mentioned the fact that this is the convention that is there. Having said that, why has this governor been appointed, and why is it of any value in terms of the SIR process or the election which is due in West Bengal. Thing is that just today, earlier in the day, the CEO of the election commission in West Bengal was very clear that whatever be the delays in the release of the final list of voters is because the Supreme Court has taken over the process. In other words, he was oblivious, pretended not to know exactly how many cases had been adjudicated up to now of the 61 lakh cases that are pending before this panel of judges who have to give a final decision on whose name should be included in the final voters list. Therefore, it suggests that the process is going to get slower, and there is always that because the time is short, the obvious conclusion would be, or the speculation would be, that they're not going to get the process done in time. For an election to be held on time, for the new government to be sworn in around the 7th of May. So if that is what it is, then obviously Anand Bose was not the right person to handle the consequences of an election which may get delayed and which will require that Mamata Banerjee be allowed either to serve as an interim chief minister for 6 months or president's rule is brought in. So clearly, there is much that is happening in the background, and there seems to be a kind of plan A, plan B, plan C under construction, which for the purposes of should this delay happen, then what happens, etc., etc. Now, the problem really is that the adjudication happened, these names went in for adjudication because of a case in the Supreme Court. Now, the Election Commission can't obviously blame the Supreme Court because that would be a little gross, but what then are they doing to facilitate the process and to ensure that the elections are held on time? It seems that they're very happy with the slow and rather sluggish pace of progress on adjudicating these names. Judges are still coming in, apparently, from
Yes.
Orissa and Jharkhand. And if you remember, after the Supreme Court had said that judges should be brought in, extra judges should be brought in because the West Bengal would not be able to provide the number that's required. The Election Commission took several days to figure out that it didn't have the sort of infrastructure in terms of passwords and
So
stuff
yeah, so
to get
Shiva,
the job done.
right. So are you foreseeing a delay in West Bengal elections and the rejig of the governor, where CV Ananda Bose has been changed, use and bringing in RN Ravi? So you are saying that this is a plan B of sorts to handle the delay and the kind of judicial situation which has arisen because of the names.
This is one possible scenario.
Yeah. All
This
right.
is one possible scenario
Interrupting you
because the CEO's statement today
now.
was rather revealing.
Okay. Okay. Let me get in a word from Javed. Javed raised his hand. Yes, Javed, go ahead, please.
Well, if this process is delayed, which will also mean that the elections will not be held on time, which means there will be precedent rule, and they need somebody like. Therefore, it makes sense that that's in Ravi has been shifted there because they need somebody who will then forcefully and vigorously implement their agenda. Perhaps in their estimation, Mr. Bose was not up to the task, or was not doing the job and in the manner in which the central government, the BJP, wanted. And therefore, they believe that Mr. Ravi is better suited, given the fact that he carries his China shop. If his stint in Tamil Nadu is anything to go by, he didn't need an excuse to enter into a confrontation with the state government. And therefore, if he is the governor when if and when President's rule is imposed in Bengal, then this means more difficult days ahead for Mamata Banerjee and the TMC.
Right. So no wonder. I mean, like Mamata Banerjee does look worried. Coming back to Shikha again, and then I'll come to Albuhari also. That Shikha, that now, in what ways do you clearly see troubles mounting for Mamata Banerjee with this rejig of the governors? What is she apprehending at this point of time? What is she scared of at this point?
I don't know because we're still waiting for her to speak, and clearly she is quite aware of the likely scenarios that are developing vis-a-vis the West Bengal elections and this change of governor, because she is sitting in a dharna on the streets of Calcutta and is proposing that the dharna shall continue till such time as she probably politically thinks that the problem is sorted. Therefore, she's already hit the streets. She's taking the political bull by the horns, and she's waiting to go on the offensive.
Right.
So clearly, if she obviously feels that anything that happens in terms of the election process being election day or voting itself being delayed beyond the point that is 7th of May, which is when the new government should be at least elected, she is anticipating that she needs to be on the streets. And the other thing is that if you ask me, is Mamata Banerjee scared? No one likes president's rule. No state government in India that I know of, in now or in the past, has likes president's rule. I mean, look at the fact that, after all that has happened in Manipur, there is no president's rule. President's rule is not an easy thing to use anymore. So an election which is postponed and a president's rule which comes in is an even bigger gift to Mamata Banerjee, I would think. Unless, as there is speculation in Calcutta, that this gives the election commission a chance to delete more names from the SIR. Now, I don't think that's exactly the truth, because that process and the president's rule are two different things. But clearly, there is scaremongering on the one hand, and Mamata is going to take full advantage of whatever is going to happen as it plays out. And I don't think she's scared.
Right. So that's a story coming out of West Bengal, and how this major, I would say, hyperactivity at the Raj Bhavan in West Bengal is playing out. But coming to you, Alim Albuhari, what is the reaction in Tamil Nadu? I haven't seen any reaction coming in so far from MK Stalin, or I haven't seen any reaction coming in. And Tamil Nadu has been one of the most volatile states when it comes to the relationship between the governor and the state government.
Actually, thank you for inviting me in this, and especially when it comes about Mr. RN Ravi. He repeatedly, walked out of the assembly, TN assembly, and also in the governor's address, when it was it was a constitutional tradition. But, he started editing the government speech in assembly. As you said, it was volatile whenever it was a relationship between the governor and the Tamil Nadu. But to everyone's shock and surprise, our Tamil Nadu government and even our minister here, our Honorable Minister T.R.V. Raja, is also hinting towards that we are missing RN Ravi. Because our chief minister used to say that he is our, main, we use him as to propagate, and we use him as our, how federalism is being hit, and how the Tamil Nadu is being discriminated in the discriminative state. Especially when Mamata Banerjee's statement is very clear, when Constitution doesn't speak that the state government should be consulted before the change. When it happened in the case of Jagdeep Dhankarji, and all of a sudden he got vanished. Now, no one is actually notified about his whereabouts till now. So the same happens with their governor as well. even though when the constitution is very not clearly speaking about whether the state government should be notified when the governors are being changed, but it doesn't mean that there should be there is no convention for consultation, because Article 155 is very clear in the constitution. It is the power of president. But still, Justice Rajendra Singh Sarkaria report of 1988 and Justice Madan Mohan Puchi report of 2010 both backed the amending Article 155 to ensure that the center consulted with the chief minister of a state before appointing a governor, because it is just to safeguard the interest of the state as well, just to safeguard the interest of a federalism structure. Only because of that, especially the suspicion raises 2 points. There are two suspicious points are there. One is Mamata Banerjee claims that because of some pressure, he has been changed. The unknown pressure, suspicious pressure, we don't know. At the same time, the one who is so very much, conflicting with the state government, he is the topmost list. Who hits the topmost list is Mr. RN Ravi among the governors of all other states. Because when it comes about double engine sarkar, from the very beginning I kept on calling that double engine sarkar is an anti-constitutional word, because a central government, a union government cannot discriminate among the states, stating that it is ruled by another party other than the union government. But they say that it can be a favorable one when the state is ruled by the same government that is ruling the union as well. So when double engine sarkar is highly impossible for them, they use governor as their third engine. So RN Ravi was their perfect third engine, because rather than conflicting with the state government in the assembly, he went beyond those limits. He crossed the Lakshman Rekhas in Tamil Nadu.
No, but do you believe, Al-Bukhari, do you believe that BJP's utility of Mr. RN Ravi in Tamil Nadu was almost done? And that is why probably they would have thought that to avoid any more conflicts in Tamil Nadu, and it's better to shift him out to West Bengal.
No, in other words, it could be expressed like this. It can be conveyed like RN Ravi actually failed here in Tamil Nadu, because our CM always wanted him to be here. He usually, whenever he makes a statement, because he went to a college in Madurai, he encouraged the students to chant Jai Shri Ram. It became very viral and became a point of controversy, and all other, even AADMK officials, AADMK office bearers, all of them condemned him because of his his actions. So when encouraging people, students to chant Jai Shri Ram, that won't work here. In a state like Tamil Nadu, when central government realized RN Ravi's service in Tamil Nadu is not going to work, but still he is trying his level best. Of course, he managed to hit the headlines every now and then. So, but still it didn't work. So our TRB Raja could be seen in the tweet. He had tweeted in the X. He has posted in the X stating that we really miss you. Only by RN Ravi, every now and then we unleashed. We actually disclosed. We actually exposed what actually the strategy and the ideology of union government is. But what we are going to do now without RN Ravi. But now you can see the statement of Mamata Banerjee as well. She was okay with that governor. Now BJP is not okay with that. When the state government is okay with the current governor, union government is not okay with that. So she is telling under some pressure he has been removed. Now they want RN Ravi to go there. When RN Ravi's service is almost over here, they are unable to get the mileage from the appointment of RN Ravi here in Tamil Nadu. Now they have asked RN Ravi, at least he's okay. So far, what BJP's ideology is concerned, he has done his part. He has fulfilled his part. He has given his cent percent the requirement that actually it was expected from BJP. But it didn't give them any proper result, any positive results from them. Instead, in contrary, it actually backfired. So the same spirit of RN Ravi could be used in West Bengal. That is what they thought of, because he accused Tamil Nadu of some social problems in the open arena. He went and addressed public meetings.
But Al-Bukhari, there could be another way of looking at things. You are saying that his utility was over, or whatever disruption he had to cause, RN Ravi had to cause in Tamil Nadu, that shelf life was over, and which is why BJP thought of shifting him to West Bengal. But the other way of looking at it is that apparently BJP would be wanting to leave the opposition without any ammunition, because all said and done, the whether it is DMK or whether it is Congress in Tamil Nadu, your parties did get a lot of ammunition only on the basis of how RN Ravi functioned in the Raj Bhavan. So, in a way, is it not like blunting the narrative of the opposition also? It's like might be a smart move by BJP.
Might be. It's obvious, quite obvious. BJP is not going to keep quiet, and they are not going to sit silently. Whatever
Right.
is happening, just observing. Definitely, it might. Your perspective may also be correct. I'm not, but whatever is happening, what the kind of suggestion what we are giving is that observing, quietly observing, when we can see that only because of this now the BJP is trying to change the scenario, change the entire narrative. We can have a quick shuffle so that we can change the governors. Even they could have thought, as I quoted you an example from Jagdeep Dhankar. Till date, as of now that we are discussing now, as of now it is a mystery why he was changed and where actually he is now. Where is where the whereabouts of Jagdeep Dhankar is also mysterious now. So they would have thought that why is it not working? RN Ravi could have colluded. Why is it not working? Bose could have colluded with West Bengal government, with Mamata Banerjee. That couldn't be visibly seen, but they could have colluded. So let us have a quick shuffle. So now the BJP is fumbling. The BJP is struggling. Even though they used governors as their third engine in the double engine Sarkar, they used governors as their third engine. Still, it didn't give the proper result that they were expecting.
Right. Okay. Now let me come to Javed now for the picture in totality. Javed, what do you think could be BJP's strategy? Is it suspicious of the governors who've already been in the states for a long time, or do they want to disarm the opposition of any kind of narrative, and probably that could be the reason why the governors have been shifted? Or do you think that there could be a larger strategy in shifting and or rejigging the governors?
Well, to my mind, there is a larger strategy. It's not that it was suspicious of governors, etc. If it was suspicious, they would have dropped all of them, dropped the
Right.
suspicious ones. The only person at the moment who's not been given another posting is Arif Mohammad Khan, and that's a very intriguing. It's very intriguing as to why he hasn't been rewarded, because he was also very very active. He made life very difficult for the Kerala government. So I believe that there is a larger strategy. The BJP, perhaps in the BJP scheme of things and its assessment, they believe that Tamil Nadu will not be easy. Tamil Nadu is still a bridge too far. They stand perhaps a better chance in Bengal. And look, and it BJP fights on many fronts. So they've now got a governor. I believe that there will be president's rule. This process will not be completed in by the time the term of the present assembly expires. So therefore, polls will have to be postponed. In that period, there'll be governor's rule, and they want a governor who will vigorously and very proactively implement their agenda. And when you have your own man in the governor's house during president's rule, and especially at a time when so and next elections, I fear will be held under president's rule, and you have a governor who will do entirely your bidding, transfer, posting, you know. Plus, you have a election commission which is very favorably inclined, and it mm, will most likely look the other way when if there are certain where it will not intervene in favor of free and fair elections. It will look the other way. The district and state administration can be misused, and therefore Mr. Ravi has been sent there. But what does intrigue me and intrigue a lot of people that I've been speaking to is, why has Arif Mohammad Khan been replaced in Bihar, and why hasn't he got another posting? What is it? Because by all accounts, he was very active. He was not one
Yes.
of those who was just enjoying the perks of office. He was doing more than what was asked for of him. So what is
Right.
the reason? There doesn't seem to be any vacancy in the central government, unless, of course, they decide to go in for a major cabinet reshuffle, then he's not a member of either house. They will have to get him elected either through a bypoll in the Lok Sabha or in the Raj Sabha. It's more likely than the Raj Sabha, and then they'll bring him into the cabinet, because vice president, president, these two, there are no vacancies now for the next couple of years. So what is it that they have in store for him? The West Bengal strategy, the broad outlines do appear to be clear, but as far as Arif is concerned, Arif Ahmad Khan is concerned, it's not yet clear. And even some of the BJP leaders from Bihar and elsewhere that I managed to speak to, they also don't have a clue as to why this has happened to Arif.
But one quick question, and then I'll wind up the show, Javed, to you. That this governor's shake-up, does it also give an impression that apparently the assembly elections or the dates for the announcement of the assembly elections will probably be delayed? Because last month there were reports that apparently after Holi there could be announcement of the dates, but now it seems, and that's what the impression everyone gets, that the election dates will be postponed. So this governor shake-up, does it give that impression?
No, the governor's shake-up doesn't. The only state where there is a very strong likelihood of elections being postponed, and for reasons that Shikhaji
Yes.
elaborated upon, is that this SIR exercise will not be completed by the time the term of the assembly is completed. And therefore, there will be president's rule, and elections will have to be postponed by a month, 2 months, whatever. But all the other states, it's mandatory. You have to. It's not on a whim and a fancy. Here they have they have a reason. Elsewhere they'll have to just justify it. Otherwise, people will run to the court immediately. So I don't think governor's reshuffle has anything to do with that. They're just placing their people in the right positions.
Right.
And
Okay.
Mr. Modi is one who likes to capture the narrative. Something has to change, the focus has to be on him for one reason or the other. So now there's this governor's reshuffle for the next couple of days. We'll be scratching our heads as to why this has happened, why A has moved to B and B to C. Yeah.
All right, so interesting developments there, but we'll have to wait for the election commission to announce the dates. And as what Javed said, that the elections likely could be postponed in West Bengal, but other states, they remain as per their schedule. So we'll have to wait and watch. We'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Javed Ansari, Shikha Mukherjee, and Aleem Al Buhari. Thank you very much.